All right, we are live for the biggest game of day one in the club division. Boom Train versus Heat. Both teams are entering 3-0, having dominated their other pool play games against Ohio Apollos, Seattle, and Mile High. Both teams have legitimate championships aspirations this season. Win clinches the 1 seed, which gives them a bye in brackets tomorrow. Loser falls in the 2 seed. Will have to play in the play-in round, play an extra game tomorrow. So obviously not out of the tournament, but both teams really want this game. And a bit of a rematch here. These teams have not played during USQ, but a lot of the Boom Train players play for Chicago Prowl and MLQ. A lot of the Texas Heat players play for Austin Outlaws and LQ. Those teams played in the MLQ championships last August. Austin won. Obviously, the big shift there, was Josh Johnson, who was on that Austin Outlaws team, is instead on the Chicago squad, the Boom Train team in this game. Chicago defending the right side in white, Heat defending the left side in black. Julia, what are the big things to reach for in this huge pool play matchup?
I think, the beaters, honestly. Both teams are pretty stacked with beaters. I would say Heat's going to be the favorite beater-wise. But if you switch over to the chaser game, I'm going to say that they're pretty evenly matched. I think that Boom Train can rise to the Heat's beaters. But that's going to be something that they have to prove right now.
Yeah, a lot of Team USA talent. Jackson Johnson and Bailey Fields starting at beater for Heat, both on Team USA. Matt Brown starting at beater for Boom Train, also on Team USA. So a lot of talent on the field. And Boom Train is going to start with dodgeball control. Heat going to start with the quad ball. Luis Sanchez bringing the ball up. Sends it across to Sammy Garza, head coach of the team. Garza's going to set it deep behind the hoops. Great pump fake from Casey Beavers, but she's just eventually going to send it back up to Garza. So Boom Train holding their shape so far. Heat not putting a ton of pressure on them just yet. Now Jackson Johnson's going to make his move. Dodgeballs are on the ground. Garza goes across to Sanchez. But beater behind Sanchez rips a shot, no good. So Boom Train holds on to dodgeball control and gets the stop. About the best start they could have hoped for. Boom Train on offense now. Riley Andrews bringing the ball up, sends it over to Ali Manzella. Manzella unbothered, but eventually just going to send it back to Riley Andrews. Garza's going to Sanchez going to step to him. Blocked by a dodgeball. Great play by Jackson Johnson and Luis Sanchez coming with that. College players, your coaches will yell at you if you try that, but when you pull it off, it looks really cool. And now the dodgeballs are flying. He's going to try to push the pace a little bit. All the dodgeballs on the ground. Sanchez stutter steps. Matt Brown's got his dodgeball back in hand. He's going to slow it down a little bit. Boom Train not going for the press, even though they probably could here. I think content to for a slower press game. Big wrap from Riley Andrews, but beat by Bailey Fields. Matt Brown thinks about the press, but drops back. And now he will try again. Here comes Sanchez. His shot is low. Casey Beavers unable to come with the loose ball. It's going to end up in Boom Train's hands eventually. A big thing for Heat. Luis Sanchez, also on last year's Senior State team, didn't play with the team all year until this championship game. The championship weekend, maybe a little bit of rest there. We'll see how their shot develops throughout the rest of the weekend. As Andrews goes up, no rest for Riley Andrews. They take that shot, take a big hit in the process, but score. Refrail. Number 31, Riley Andrews with the huge goal there for Boom Train. Andrews been shaken up. Just going to take the sub here for Nathan Digman, it looks like. But Andrews does get the goal in the process, so a really, really tough goal there. Andrews looks to be walking off under their own power, but that was a tough hit. So Nathan Digman, one of Boom Train's star players, subs into the game for Andrews at keeper. And Boom Train takes a 1-0 lead.
Take it out for you.
He will now look to answer. Sanchez ringing the ball up. Dodgeball control still with Boom Train. Jackson Johnson makes a move. Misses Matt Brown. Now Matt Brown is going to try to press. Beavers met by Digman. Stuttering. Floats a deep pass. Garza is going to come up with it, so he keeps the possession alive through the press. Now back to Beavers. Dodgeball's all on the ground. Matt Brown has one now. Beats Casey Beavers. Throws it. Garza should come up with this too. A great job by Heat keeping this possession alive in the face of this pressure. Now all the way back up to Sanchez. Here comes Matt Brown again. Sanchez burns it deep to Garza. Garza has Jackson Johnson for help. So he is going to manage to stall out really 2 different press attempts from Boom Train there. Very nicely done.
Yeah,
We'll see if they can turn in.
Great long passes from Heat. Unfortunately for them, one of the hoops fell down in the process. It's going to be a bit more difficult for them to score here.
Garza trying to test Digman. Loves to go for a speed finish. Look for him to turn on the Jets when he sees his window. Just going to send it up to Sanchez here, though. And the thing for Boom Train is they're winning these dodgeball exchanges, but by not being able to pull a successful press off, you're just giving Heat chance after chance after chance to come up with a successful play for dodgeball control and win it back. You're making it very difficult. And there it is. Heat wins dodgeball control back. Matt Brown misses, Bailey Fields connects, and Heat has the dodgeballs. Marissa Weir is going to try to win it back. Bailey Fields manages the box out. Here comes Sanchez on the drive now. One stiff arm. Drops it back, though.
Nice!
Extremely long possession here. One of the longest you're going to see in a game of this level. Sanchez wants to test Digman now. Ball gets across to Beavers. Big wrap by Ben Peachy on Beavers. And the play is blown dead, and I think Peachy is going to get a card for back contact for that wrap on Beavers. Yep. So the Quadball will stay in Heat's possession again.
And they've got 3 hoops this time.
Hoops will be reset because of that. Matt Brown is right there armed with his dodgeball. So Case Beavers, I think, is just going to have to throw this back to a teammate and try to start this possession. Or rolls it back to Sanchez. No press cut from Boom Train. Sanchez goes behind to Garza. Garza's shot hits the rim and no good. Ali Manzella falls on it, and eventually, when all said and done, Boom Train will come up with another stop.
An extremely long offensive possession from Heat, but also a great, consistent defense from Boom Train.
It's seconds. Not a totally empty possession for Heat. They won dodgeball control, but you'd love with a player in the box to be able to finish the goal. And they should probably be thinking about a press here up and chase it. Liam Zock testing Mel Kite. Back up to Emma Vasquez. Vasquez across to Digman. Digman's going to try to drive here. Nope, going to drop back now. Heat pressing. And Boom Train burns their one reset by going across half foot. So once they come back over, can't do that again. And we saw in that long Heat position, never had to burn the reset. Boom Train burns it right away. So we'll see if Heat can now turn this into a presser. Boom Train can flip the tables and get a goal here. Screen coming.
Boom Train's about to be...
Digman's going to shoot. Garza is there. Read the scouting report. Knows he must shoot. Burns Liam Zock. Gets through Vasquez too. Shoots past the outstretched arm of Nathan Digman and good. Huge individual effort from Sammy Garza. No dodgeballs now. He's got to get back and play some defense. Jackson Johnson wins one. Rushing up from behind. Passes a bit off to Vasquez, but should be able to win the loose ball. Gets it back to Digman. Stout is beat in the back. Great beat by Bailey Fields. And now here comes Luis Sanchez. Nobody to beat. One beater. Shoots. Thought it went through, but might have been deep before, I think is what the refs are going to discuss here. If we're very far away, so the refs might say it didn't go through at all. It looked good from our angle, but also might have been beat before.
And also, although the lights are on, it's getting a bit dark here in Round Rock, Texas.
Sun's getting real low.
It looks like we're getting a yellow card.
On Sammy Garza. Well, they did it. So earlier when we saw Sanchez and Garza double team Digman, who passed it and to Stout, who immediately got beat, they're saying Garza finished the contact. Subterranean events for Heat. The goal will not stand, but the score will be 1-1. Boom Train will start again. We'll see if they're more successful at scoring against that power play that Heat was able to beat earlier. Aaron Stout's going to bring the ball up. Very experienced player, but I think just going to hand it off to Digman here, who usually likes to have the keys to the offense, along with Vasquez. Vasquez probing, pump fakes, then passes off to Zock. Big beat, Zach shoots. Managed to slip it through. They're saying, yes, they're saying good. And he should stop yelling at the refs and try to push the pace here because there's not a dodgeball back. Here they go now. Jackson Johnson leading in. Sanchez needs to beat Digman. Can't use a beater to beat a keeper. Pass across to Melt Knight. Heat answers right away. 2020.
It looks like we're going to get a possible card on Boom Train here. There was some contact between Liam and one of Heat's beaters.
Yeah, that's Ryan. That's Ryan's too, I think. On Boom Train had some sort of tangle up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Liam, Zach, Boom Train Chaser tried to screen one of Heat's beaters, which cannot do. Screens on players of your own position, legal. Screens on players of our positions, illegal. And that's an early thing to watch. So Liam, Zach won't serve any penalty time, but they will get a yellow card. Racked up a ton of yellow and blue cards for the Chicago Crawl last summer. So they've got their first one pretty early in this game. We'll see if they can avoid any more the rest of the way here. Again, won't serve any time because the goal was good. 3 yellow cards to foul out. So the refs are still discussing, I think, something from that play. I don't think there's going to be any additional call. I think they're just clarifying something. But it's going to be 2020. Boom Train working pretty efficiently on offense, but that time Heat able to just pick it up and run because Boom Train's beaters really committed hard on that play, which is why Liam Zach was able to sneak that shot in. Their beaters created the opening for them, but then Heat is just able to pick it up and run the other way because the third dodgeball is all the way behind Heat's hoops.
Yeah, and that was a great transition offense from Heat. Fantastic awareness to get that ball to Malachi on the open hoop. Sometimes you don't always get that. People get tunnel vision when they see a couple of hoops in front of them. They don't always go for the back.
I think a lot of David Digman could not run backwards like that. Yeah, that's going to be a delay of game. Jackson Johnson really heads up play there. You have to advance directly out of the keeper zone. A keeper can't be beat or tackled in their own zone, but you have to advance out directly. It's going to be a delay of game. I cannot believe the Boom Train bench is even arguing this. That is like a textbook call right there. So all of a sudden, this is going to be a pretty free goal for Sammy Garza. Digman's in the box, and Heat's one dodgeball is Ryan Sue all the way back here. So Garza should be able to run right back in, put their hand through the hoop, and put Heat in the lead for the first time in this game.
Digman's going to have to give the green headband to somebody else on his team while he serves his time in the box. Looks like he's going to give it to
Aaron Stouts, who has played keeper in the past and is about as tall as Digman, though. Boom Train's what we see a lot of teams do, playing their keeper at point defender because the green headband makes you immune to being beat, but Stout capable of playing that role as well. Here comes Sanchez. A little extra sauce on it, dancing a little bit before they score it. 30-20, Heat in the lead. So Digman back in now. And they'll sub out right away. So Josh Johnson in the game for the first time, as mentioned. Played for the University of Texas, Texas Cavalry, and Austin Outlaws. Teammates with a lot of these Heat players in the past, but tonight going against them. And we'll see what he can do at the helm of this Boom Train offense. His head coach, Kennedy Murphy, is on the field with him. She's got the ball now. Murphy back to Johnson. Just back and forth passing here. Jackson Johnson with a huge beat. Murphy's going to drive now. Pass behind. Stewart goes for the shot, but Luis Sanchez uses that green headband to jump up and block shots through the hoop. Great use of the green headband. The only position that's allowed to goaltend is the keeper. So fantastic play by Sanchez there. Oh. And the hoop got, I believe, broken off the base in the process, so we'll probably have a short stoppage here.
Yeah. That was a tough look from Boom Train on offense. Normally, if you have that many people in front of the hoops or if the keeper's right behind it, you don't typically want to go for the shot. You got to yam that thing through the hoop to secure that goal.
No, I've seen Luis Sanchez pull us off before, and Luis Sanchez is one of the best players in the sport. But they're not that tall, and I think it lulls people into a false sense of security that they can rip a shot like that. Luis has ups. So he was able to get up there, put his arms to the hoop, block that shot down. A huge stop for Heat.
What's in 7:30?
7.5 minutes is game time so far in this one. Heat holding on to a 30-20 lead, and they'll have the quadball back after this. So the goals that have stood, I believe it's 2 for Sanchez, and the third one he had the assist on to Melkite. So Luis Sanchez totally in control of this Heat offense right now. We're going to get a yellow card on a Boom Train beater on Ryan Sue. Illegal contact from behind on Ryan Shue. The first-year player for Boom Train out of the Michigan area. Played for the Detroit Innovators last summer in MLQ. Name a lot of people are excited about. Very, very talented young player, but does get the yellow card there for the illegal contact. So now he should have another chance to run. Boom Train does have one bludger back behind the hoops, but she is the only beater in the play. So if he doesn't want her, they can also just send their beaters to take her out and trust their chasers to come through at the finish. Looks like they're going to go for a semi-transition. They're running, but not, sprinting. Sanchez breaks one tackle, goes for the shot, no good, and that might have been a bit of a rush job from Heat.
And they know it.
Jackson Johnson put a ton of pressure on the sole Boom Train beater, and then Heat just goes for the shot and misses it. You'd like to have that one back.
Oh,
The beat misses Josh Johnson. Now Josh Johnson has the chance to run. I think they're going to say that beat did hit Josh Johnson. They're going to see that beat just skimmed Josh Johnson. So Jackson Johnson on Heat gets the better of Josh Johnson on Boom Train on that one. Just barely, but enough to get the job done. And another chance for Sanchez to run. Going to have to finish through Jeff Sewick there, as well as Kennedy Murphy. Gets past Murphy. Big rep, shakes it off. Gets through Murphy too. And another goal for Luis Sanchez, an early hat trick. And Heat is glad to have him back for this championship weekend. And that's one of the tough things, Boom Train likes to play a lot of keeper point defenders who are taller so they can also block shots, things like that. But when someone that Sanchez is a little smaller, it's hard to get long to actually make a good rattling. You saw Sewick just slipped right over the top there. Murphy handling the ball now. Oh, great poke out by Murphy here. Murphy rips the shot. It's just low. Sewick is there, but beat by Jackson Johnson. So Boom Train makes a great play to win dodgeball control back, but not able to get the goal.
as a beater, you gotta always be aware where the other team's beaters are. You cannot get snuck up on like that. It's so easy to get a poke out from behind, and it's such an awful way to lose your control there. He's gonna want that control back desperately right now.
Yeah, really edgy play from Marissa Weir there. Lone Bottoms in the game for the first time, sends it across. Ball's gonna go behind. Two Beavers. She's gonna take some space here. Big exchange of beats. Boom should hold on to dodgeball control, but Matt Brown is way off the field. Beavers go across the bottoms. Suk is beat. Bottoms rips the shot, but Josh Johnson is beat though.
We are gonna take a small injury sub.
And Simona runs, I think, managed to get to that quad ball before the stoppage. Bailey Fields got knocked down on that play. Obviously, one of the best beaters in the sport. Takes a hard hit there, and it looks like Cam Castell is going to sub in for Heat here. Yeah. So, really a weird kind of sequence of events there. Boom Train goes very aggressively for the press, even though Matt Brown is way out of the play trying to retrieve his dodgeball. The ball gets to Dylan Bottoms, who rips a shot, and Josh Johnson sells out to block it, but because Josh Johnson is wearing the white headband out the green, Jackson Johnson able to beat them and save the possession for Heat.
Yeah. Bailey Fields is able to get up and walk off the pitch. Probably going to have to get checked out, but we've got Cameron Castell coming in.
We got 18 on off. It's the call. All right.
Back. So it's the countdown. The big snap.
Runs with the ball now. Heat is furious that a card wasn't assessed for the hits on field, but nothing doing there from the referees. Dodgeball control gonna stay with Boom Train. Here comes Bottoms. Kennedy Murphy's gonna step up to point. Right across to Arends. Now Bottom's gonna test. Now back across to Arends. Big beat from Jackson Johnson. That's gonna get the dodgeball on the ground. The ball's gonna go deep behind. Great hit. Affects Christopher Dorsey's shot attempt, and now Boom Train wants to run. Big beat from Jackson Johnson. Big beat from Jackson Johnson again, and that was a mistake from Boom Train. Heat is gonna run. Bottom's gonna throw it ahead, and Arends is gonna get the easy goal. And Heat is taking it to Boom Train to start this game. Boomtrain tried to rush there to win dodgeball control back. Instead, Jackson Johnson beats the beater, beats the keeper handling the ball, and gets another easy goal for his team.
Suic made a great dive in an attempt to stop that goal, but I mean, he was already beat out and was tagging up. There's not much you can do there. Still a great effort.
Exactly, yeah. So we're at the 11-minute mark. He has to feel very good about this game. Boomtrain needs to get something going here. Stout's going to drive. Back up top to Vasquez. Vasquez takes the space, doesn't want to go too deep into the teeth of this heat zone, so they'll just send it back up top to Liam Zach. Zach going to go around. Rips it behind to Stout. Got a good shot from back here. We'll see if that's what they go for. No, they run off to the side there, chased by Cameron Castellaw. Now back up top to Digman. Nice slow possession from Woodtrain, trying to make the Heat beaters actually throw their dodgeballs. A missed beat from Boom, though. Great play from Taylor Tracy. Missed beat from Shannon On. Now Heat should be able to press Boomtrain out of this play. Digman's going to burn it. Gets it to Aaron Stout, and Heat overcommitted. They missed the beat, but it's blocked. I think that beat might have hit, which is why Stout ended up dropping the ball there.
Yeah.
And Heat is just being more aggressive than Boom about trying to press when their beaters have control and win an exchange like that, and it's working out fantastic for them.
The chasers and beaters working together really make a difference for a team, and although both teams are pretty good at it, he's just pulling it off effortlessly right now.
Yeah, Boomtrain obviously well known as a very methodical and well-coached team, but Heat looks like the more methodical squad right now. Back to Bottoms. There across to Arends, met by Digman. Dodgeball control with Heat. Back to Bottoms. Pump fakes. Passes it, but there's nobody there. William Zuck tries to run. Bottoms knocks the ball out of their hand. Jenna Tracy gets it.
We are going to have a stoppage here. There is a crazy sequence of event. We're going to see who gets it, and it's going to be Boomtrain.
So Liam Zach does an excellent job there. You can make cut it from behind if you stop and set your feet first. They did. They pushed Tracy out of bounds. And now that's a turnover in favor of Boomtrain. And now Zach is running. Digman trying to screen someone out of the play. Play's going to come back up. Send it over to Stout. Stout goes with the Digman. Digman thinking shot. Digman thinks it was good. None of the referees agree.
And that's going to be a quad ball turnover toward Heat unless the goal is called good, because nobody on Boomtrain was able to stop that ball from crossing the keeper line.
Yeah, great setup. What Boomtrain often likes with the Stout and Digman lineup is one up top, one behind, and they can both do the shot pass. You rip a shot, but the other one is there to catch it and then take another shot. That's, I think, what they're trying to set up there. And Digman thought he nailed the shot. We'll see if the referees think so. One of the referees is saying good. The goal is good. Boomtrain was correct. $15-30 at the 13:45 mark. It's up to 50-30. Red's bringing the ball up for Heat. Good enough to answer after Boomtrain puts a little stop in the Heat run by getting a goal there. Over to Dorsey. Now back to Arends. Boomtrain holding on to dodgeball control here. Shannon Ong and No Juice Ostra, the beater pair holding dodgeball control for Boomtrain. Up against Taylor Tracy and Cameron Castle for Heat. Quad goes back to Arends. Now here comes the press from Boone. A beauty of a pass to Dorsey.
Just barely misses the hoop.
Arends fits that through the tightest one I've ever seen, and the refs are saying that Dorsey was not able to put it through. That was a heck of a pass by Arends, but here comes Boom, ready to answer. About the 14-minute mark, Heat winning 50-30. Josh Johnson and Digman in the game together for the first time. Two players who love to shoot. I think we're going to try to test Arends, who's been one of the best point fighters in the sport for going on 10 years now. Digman sends it deep to Liam Zach. Zach's going to go across to Vasquez. It is a low pass. Vasquez not able to come up with it. And the stop is made. Jenna Tracy comes up with the loose ball. Huge stop from Heat. And Luis Sanchez is back in the game as the Heat offense has kind of been less effective since he subbed out. We'll see if he can pick up right where he left off in that first shift. Sandy Garza back in as well. Obviously, Jackson Johnson and Bailey Fields a big part of Heat's offensive success as well. They're still on the bench, letting this Tracy Castle beater keep going. Heat does have dodgeball control this time. Garza loves to probe from behind like this, but they're eventually going to set it back up to bottoms. Heat trying to spread out this boom train defense. Deep pass from Sanchez. Garza ball in hand. Working against Johnson. Across to Tracy. Back up, but Liam Zach intercepts it. Great read. And the beaters are locked in on each other. Boom train can run with nobody in the play. Digman one hand rips it down. Ripped down by Dylan Bottoms, but gets it through anyways. Huge finish. And it's going to be a yellow card on Dylan Bottoms. Kind of dove off their feet and they tried to bring Digman down there because Digman scored, no time served. So a great defensive play by Liam Zach, and then in transition, great pass to Digman, reaches out, yanks it down with one arm, fights through the contact and finishes. It's 50-40 now. So Boom Train has not quite tied up to close the gap.
Heat's going to take it slow, which I think they probably should for this offense after seeing that the quick rushed offenses just weren't working out for them.
You got Bailey Fields back in the game, which is good to see. To Dylan Bottoms. Sends it deep to Garza. Garza sends it all the way back up to Sanchez, who's going to be able to get it before it goes out of bounds. Heat really trying to spread out this Boom Train defense. Sanchez sends it behind to Garza again. Doesn't seem like they particularly want to test Josh Johnson. Stuttering a little bit, but just going to send it back to Sanchez. Long controlled possession. We've seen this a few times from Heat. Now to Garza again. Boom Train defense not correct, but now Jackson Johnson is going to try to make some chaos happen. Or Taylor Tracy, excuse me. But actually just going to back out. This Boom Train defense with one dodgeball has been excellent. Now in Sanchez's hands. Working on Murphy. Gets through it, rips the shot, but Josh Johnson reads it, but beat by Bailey Fields. Garza, I think, passed that after being beat. Boom Train asking for that to be a blue card, but it's just going to be a turnover. Boom Train has the ball in the hands of Suick. Garza there as a wolf to try to poke the ball out. Now Murphy leading them up. Sends it across to Josh Johnson. Ball goes behind the hoops. Back up top to Murphy. Murphy back to Johnson. Good composed offense from Boom Train here. Kenny Murphy's going to go all the way. Now to Suick. Back to Kenny Murphy. A beauty of a give and go there from Boom Train. And that ties the score 50-50.
And of course, you have the patented Boom Train cheer after they score.
Here comes the boom. So tie game, very low scoring. I think this is the game Boom Train was hoping to play. They don't mind like a methodical drumming game like this. He, as Rafine, likes to get out and run a little more, and Boom Train has let them get out a little bit at the start of this game, but ever since they've really cleaned it up, and that's helped them tie this contest up. To Garza. Back to Bottoms. Drops the pass, but no harm done. Now to Sanchez. And control is won back by Bailey Fields. Now Garza has the ball in a dangerous position behind. Back to Sanchez. Gonna shove off Suick. Big, strong play from Sanchez there. Now thinking shot and sinks it. Fourth goal of the contest for Sanchez.
He also able to get dodgeball control during that interaction.
And a huge beat by Bailey Fields on Tad Walters will save control for Heat. And the third dodgeball is very deep behind Heat's hoops. Heat can launch a press if they want to, and they do. Peachy's beat by Tracy. But this might be a chance for Tad Walters to win control back. Tracy's going to get to inbound the dodgeball. Boom Train's chaser slowing down. Big exchange of beats. Walters is called clear. Here comes Riley Andrews into the lane. And just like we saw in that first play of the game before the enforcer got injured, Riley Andrews with a second shot right through the middle hoop. Great decisive take. Just got right into the lane and finished him. Tad Walters does not win control from Boucher, but created so much chaos that lane was opened up for Andrews to take. 60-60 now our score, and we are getting perilously close to the seeker floor.
We've got Johnson and Pucciarelli in as beaters for Heat.
Yep, Pucciarelli in for the first time. New Orleans-based player, plays for New Orleans Curse of the summer, but playing with Heat during this USQ season. Gives them one more great option after Fields.
Comes out. I heard it.
Garza back to Sanchez. Sanchez to Bottoms. Bottoms shoves off Ellie Manzella. Now goes to Garza. He's just trying to kill this. We're 5 seconds away from the 20-minute stoppage. Big tackle from Marissa Weir, but Pooch eats it, and Johnson just beats her.
We're at 20 minutes.
This will be the last possession. That's why Heat was just kind of slowing down there. They want this to be the last play. They want to have the chance to put up a 1-goal lead before the flag runner comes out here. A lot of aggressive coaching from the Heat bench here, trying to get their players to be a little more decisive out there. Casey Beaver's looking to drive. Sends it back over the top to Sanchez. A lot of that from Heat. Now a missed beat. Sanchez is going to run. Sanchez again. Boucher has played a great game, but they had zero answer for Luis Sanchez.
Oh, we've got another Heat player down, but she's able to get right back up.
I think Alex Pucciarelli objected to some contact there. Looks very upset. Didn't see what's happening in the dodgeball play. Unfortunately, focused on Sanchez taking that drive. But so Sanchez up to 5 of the 7 goals for Heat. So there is a yellow card on Tad Walters for the contact on Pucciarelli. Again, couldn't see what it was because we were watching Paul play, but whatever it was, the refs assessed a yellow card for unnecessary physical contact from Walters on Pucciarelli.
Going into this 20-minute intermission, I mean, the stats that I've been keeping so far during this just goes to show how nearly equally matched these teams are. I mean, we've got 7 goals from Heat, 6 goals from Boom Train, and I mean, even their cards are coming down to nearly equal so far. We've got 3 yellow cards for Heat, 3 yellow cards for Boom Train, 2 yellow cards for Heat.
Yep. I think 2 yellows and a blue for Boom, right? Because Dignan was blue.
Dignan was a blue, that is correct.
Which, that's kind of the one play that sticks out for Boom Train. They'd have a tie next over the play where Dignan just made kind of an unforced error and turned the ball over, and then, Sanchez got the easiest of his 5 goals off of that. But again, only a 1-goal lead for Heat over Boom Train. Either team can seize the lead by grabbing the flag runner here during flag runner on pitch. And I would think in a game this tight, you're going to see both teams send their beaters to flag runner, trying to get that grab, which would be not totally decisive. We saw earlier today, Carolina Reapers was tied with Bosnian Bergers, got the flag grab and was 1 goal away from winning, and then Bosnia won on a 5-0 run to come back. So the flag runner is not necessarily decisive, but you'd rather have it than not have it.
Both teams have great seekers, so that's going to be a great matchup to watch. There should be a flag runner cam available to the viewers at home, so you're going to be able to get a great view of that while we keep you updated on the quad ball and dodgeball game if the dodgeballs come back into.
It looks like it's going to be John Alvarez seeking for Heat, and I think Matt Melton seeking for Boom Train. Neither player has gone in a chaser beater this time, kind of been saved for this seeker floor scenario. And dodgeball control, not only is in the hands of Heat, but the third dodgeball is going to be laying on the ground behind Heat's hoops.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Matt Brown will eventually get that one back for Boom Train, but Heat should have the first look at the flag here. Huge exchange of beats. Now here comes Boom Train's offense. Andrews going to work on Mel Kite. Cross to Josh Johnson. And all the way back up top to Andrews. Going to try to drive by Mel Kite. Big stiff arm. Oh, that's going to be a jersey pull. And a great pass from Andrews, 2-man zone for the goal, and it's going to be an and one scenario too because Kite pulled the jersey. And the goal was good for Boom Train, so Kite won't serve any time, but they do get the yellow card there. So we have nobody in foul trouble. Everyone who's got a yellow card has been a different player in this game. No one's in danger of flying out, so it should be a good conclusion to the game here. And a great drive and dish from Riley Andrews there through the illegal contact from Kite. Managed to get the pass off to Alan Nzella, who finished that shot very impressively, I thought, for Boom Train.
In the flag runner game, I mean, Heat's beaters are pulling off Matt Melton, but Melton's going to get a look right now while Heat's seeker is coming back from being beat.
Yeah, and a huge win from Matt Brown and Marissa Weir in the dodgeball and expelled catch. So while we spy the catch, we're doing that. The catch is good. So a huge catch for Matt Mellon, and a huge shout out to Marissa Weir and Matt Brown, who won dodgeball control, created a huge opening for Mellon to get to work, and Mellon takes advantage of it.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for Boom Train, considering this quad ball game has been so close. That's going to give Boom Train an extra 35 points, that much closer to reaching the set score. Heat's going to need to really turn up the heat to keep this game in their hands.
Yeah, Boom Train now had 105, 270. The set score is 130, so Boom needs 3, Heat needs 6. Not insurmountable. We saw Heat go up 5-2 early in this game. They got to go on another run here now. Garza's going to get around Zach. Warrior's going to try to press now. Garza's going to take his one, reset back to Sanchez. Jackson Johnson really trying to get that dodgeball off of Marissa Weir. Big beat for Matt Brown. Boom Train is pressing very aggressively here, and here they come. Managing to hold off the Boom Train chasers to preserve this. Here comes Garza now. Big pass behind the Beavers. Oh, Beavers shoved to the ground by Johnson. And I think that is going to be a card because Beavers caught it and turned. Johnson shoved her as she was turning, so that's going to be a shove in the back. Unless they feel Beavers turned into it.
I'm sure that's exactly what the refs are discussing now.
So that was quite impressive from Heat to survive that very excited Boom Train press. And then Garza just turns on the speed, finds an open chase from near the hoops.
And that is going to be a yellow card for Johnson for pushing from behind. So Beavers is going to come up with the quad ball. Kind of a tough situation for her. She's got a dodgeball near her, 2 chasers, and a keeper all within the vicinity, but that means all of her teammates are open, and she can go for that pass over the hoops where she has a lot more support.
I think what she'll look for here is either to Garza or further back to Bottoms or Sanchez. Yep.
Exactly.
Into Sanchez. We've seen him put up a lot of goals for Heat in this game. Dodgeball's on the ground now. Press from Bottoms. Sanchez is going to send it deep to Garza. Garza's going to have a chance, but a dodgeball coming back in. Shot is blocked by Liam Zach. Huge defensive play there, and Garza is beat by Matt Brown. The score's going to stay at 105-70. He unable to come up with the goal there.
JJ, 30 seconds.
Sue and Melby back in the game at beater for Boom Train. It's Bailey Fields and Jackson Johnson for Heat. Andrew sends it to Zach.
15 seconds, JJ. Play. 10. Now.
Back up top to Riley Andrews.
Boom Train just working this quad ball around so that they can get Johnson back in the offense. He's going to get back in like 8 seconds.
So Boom Train survives the Johnson penalty with no goal given up, and they don't even turn the ball over on offense. Can't do it much better than that. Oh, the bad mistake though. Oh, Johnson and Andrew are both there, and Zach just kind of split the difference between them, and the ball's going to roll all the way past the keeper zone, which is a turnover. And look who's finishing there. Luis Sanchez, first person to the ball. Boom Train does have one beater in.
And Sanchez is going to have to shake off Johnson and Andrews to get by this.
Sends it to Garza. Back to Bottoms. The puck's off Bottoms' hands.
Liam Zach comes up with
And Boom Train comes up with another great stop. Huge play over on the far side. Melby got the best of Jackson Johnson.
We may have a call on that.
Immediately saw a huge roar from the crowd that's closer outside the field than we are. And an air put their hand up immediately. So something about the...
Oh, we've got a dodgeball turnover.
So Melby did get the best of Jackson Johnson, but then did something illegal with the dodgeball, so it's going to turn back over to Jackson Johnson.
It's
No
tough.
quadball turnover, just a dodgeball turnover.
It is tough to do all that great work and not come up with anything for it.
So now Melby and Sue will have to win control back. He shifted into a trees defense. Andrews to Johnson. Johnson going to test Sanchez. Two old cavalry teammates. That is Josh Johnson came off rim from Sanchez's rep. Sanchez is piped up, and Sanchez has another chance to run again.
With only Andrews to possibly stop him. Unless, yeah.
Josh Johnson off rim. It's Riley just going to have to track back into this play and defend Sanchez one-on-one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sanchez turns on the Jets and goes right by Andrews for a huge goal. And this has been the Luis Sanchez show tonight for Heat. That pushes them back to within 2 goals. They're down 105 to 80. 3 needed for Boom Train, 5 needed for Heat. Here's play from Jackson Johnson, and now Heat can press. Peachy is deep behind the hoops. That's where Digman's going to send the ball. Manages to pull it down, dodges the beat, but the press is not over. Well, that Boom Train is able to navigate around a very intense Heat press. Elite play on display from both sides in this one. Digman just going to try to slow it down now, let his chasers get back to full strength and take another shot at this. Boom Train would love to win control off Jackson Johnson and Bailey Fields here. But that beat misses Fields, and Heat might be able to press again. Johnson takes Digman out. PG rips a shot. It's knocked down by Dorsey, and now Heat can run. One dodgeball is sent back for Boom Train. Dorsey is going to get through Vasquez.
We've got
Jackson Johnson furious that he was called for guarding the third bludger. I think Fields had one in hand. Johnson threw one back and then picked the other one up, which is why I think the refs are calling guarding. Johnson, I think, is saying that that's not what happened, but I think that's what the refs are going to call. And it's going to be a card, too, I think it looks like.
Well, and we also had an AR hand go up, pointing toward Boom Train's side very early on in that Heat offense. I did not see what exactly happened there, so there might be something coming out for both teams.
Jackson Johnson is livid about this sequence of events. Stakes up.
So we've got a blue for Boom Train beater.
Blue card on 33, Melby playing after beat. Play after beat card. And that's going to be a huge swing in Heat's favor here.
Well, we'll see if anything comes up for Johnson after that discussion. It doesn't look like it.
It is going to be a...
Oh.
Dorsey came off the room during the wrap, so Boom Train should end up coming up with the loose ball here. Heat, I'm sure, will immediately try to press them, especially with a beater in the box for Boom.
Digman's off.
Gonna have a tough time getting around Arenz, though, and that's what Johnson and Fields are banking on, as they're just trying to take out some chasers. Sends it all the way back up. Boom Train's one-armed beater, Ryan Stu, did a good job getting back into the play, but Johnson can just exchange with him because he has no partner if he wants.
That's going to be a Boom Train reset. Vasquez blocked by her own beater, forced to take step slightly over the line.
And Melby is out. Boom Train again kills the penalty. Digman just burns it deep. unable to be hauled in there by Dara Gauman. So Heat comes up with another stop, but they're going to need to start getting goals at some point. All the dodgeballs on the ground again. Can Heat come up with some goals this time? Here comes Bottoms. Big shove from Arez. Big pass to Arez, but throws it right to Josh Johnson, and Josh Johnson is going the other way. Arez pokes it out from behind. Vasquez is beat. Both benches are screaming. No calls are being made. Chaos all over the field. Chaos. Johnson beats David.
And we're going to slow this chaos down.
Yeah, smart from Heat, I think, to not try to just overdo it there. Jackson Johnson's going to get Taylor Tracy back in the game. No, it's not going to be Taylor Tracy. It's going to be Kaiser Olsen for the first time in this contest. An excellent beater, as almost everyone on both these teams is. Two Bottoms. Bottoms behind to Dorsey. Dorsey rips the shot, swatted by Johnson. Casey Beavers keeps it alive. Dylan Bottoms will take Heat's one reset, but save the possession. We have to see if Heat can post on here. So far, almost all of their offense, as mentioned, is coming through Luis Sanchez, who has subbed out of the game. Can Heat come up with something here? To Arez, back to Bottoms. Playing a little catch and catch. Arez tries to rip it through to Dorsey. Dorsey knocked down by... And that might be a second yellow on Josh Johnson.
That it is.
Yeah, so it looked to me like Johnson... Yeah, got Dorsey on the leg there, which is why Dorsey wound up on the ground at the end of the play. And that is a big play because A, Dorsey should have this in pretty easy scoring position. Two, that's Josh Johnson's second yellow. One more would be a red, which A, ejects for the contest, and B is a 2-minute penalty his team would have.
It might not be so easy for Dorsey. Dorsey got put right behind Digman. Digman's going to be right there to contest Dorsey.
Dorsey's going to have to get big here or find a passing option. Let's see what he goes for. Dorsey gets big.
Went big.
Goes right through Digman and puts it in, and Heat is within one. It's 105 to 90. Dorsey going to get Garza back in after that big goal. Train's going to ride Josh Johnson with the 2 yellow cards. Riley Andrews in as well. Kennedy Murphy and Ali Manziel around the stretch line. Matt Brown back in the beater with no juice Ostra. Murphy's going to look to set a screen. Arez is just going to fight through it. Back to Riley Andrews. Had a couple nice goals in this contest. Quiet offensive night from Josh Johnson in this one. Huge catch from Ostra. Now Andrews is going to try to attack. Goes across to Johnson. Johnson shot, rims out the top. Garza beats Andrews to the loose ball, and then is beat. Andrews is beat, I should say, so Garza comes up with the stop, and now he has a chance to tie this contest. They'll kite back in the game.
We have seen Johnson make that goal time and time and time again. A rare miss from Johnson on that exact shot.
And a huge swing, because you go from Bloom Train being 2 goals away from finishing this to Heat being potentially able to tie the game right here. Melkite with the ball. Very skilled ball handler. Working on Ali Manzella. Cowboys, the call from Heat, whatever that means. Garza sends it down to Beavers. All the way back up. Andrews is beat. Now Garza has some space if they want it, but a lot of strength still in the Bloom Train zone with Ostra and Brown holding dodgeball control. Garza working on Manzella.
The beaters are working a lot on
dodgeball control back to Heat. Now Garza goes for the floated pass behind to Arez, which is fine. He has beater protection. Arez shoots, no good, but Garza's going to be the first to the loose ball. Dodgeball is on the ground. If Garza can get through the Bloom Train chasers. But now Matt Brown is back in the fly. Beats out Melkite in the process. He's going to slow it down and work again. Very patient offense from Heat all night. Cross to Garza. Garza sends it behind to Beavers. Beavers goes through Murphy, sends it back up to Garza. Garza goes through Manzella, finds Malkine on the hoops. Malkine is beat. Great beat from Matt Brown and good contain from Josh Johnson. Boom Train comes up with the stop.
And he's just looking to run on this offense. Slows it down.
Control in the hands of Heat. Trees defense from Heat. Should be limited shot opportunities. Huge beat on Bailey Fields for Matt Brown there. And that's going to turn control over to Boom Train. Manzella back to Murphy. Murphy to Josh Johnson. Huge beat. Oh, but Arenz is beat too. But Sammy Garza's first and loose ball. Yoji's offense on Garza, but Garza's beat too. And Boom Train comes up with a stop and now has no dodgeballs back. Now Olsen gets back into the play. So we don't have to work with one dodgeball on defense again. Oh, Murphy taking the space.
Started.
Yeah. Crazy swing of beats there. Everyone got beat in the back, not quite realizing the range some of these beaters have, I think. Manzella overlaps with Andrews. Now passes it to Andrews. Back to Manzella right by the hoop. Waddy. Now back to Johnson. Now to Kennedy Murphy. The beaters are ignoring Kennedy Murphy when she has the ball. She should try to go right to the rim here and make that Heat beater throw at her. Here comes Johnson. Trying to work on her ends, but nothing doing. Murphy sends it behind to Riley Andrews. Matt Brown's going to try to run 1.5. The shot is blocked by Melt Kite. And he comes up with the stop. Here comes Polson. Beats Austria. Back to Arenz. Boom Train managed to hold on to dodgeball control despite a big exchange of beats.
Oh, no.
Garza slips the shot in, but it looks like Unbeater is down again for Heat.
Trainer, trades hands, please. Got it.
Huge exchange of beats. Pound. And Bailey Fields. Unclear if the goal was good. I think it was.
It looks like the rest were calling it good. They all had their hands up in the, good goal motion before they stopped this. Yeah.
Sammy Garza's goal is good, which brings us to a tie. The score is 105 to 100. Heat is plus 30 in quadball points. Boom Train's catch is why the score is tied. That looms very large right now over this contest. But since the catch, Boom Train has not scored. He has slowly clawed back at this game by playing total lockdown defense on this much vaunted Boom Train offense.
I feel
105 to 100.
I feel like mentality is a huge difference between teams in these situations. When you're down and you're able to keep your composure, stick to your game, and crawl your way back up like he is doing. Meanwhile, we have Boom Train, a very talented team, usually very methodical. We've seen a lot of very smart plays from them. I feel like they've been rushing it a little too much when they have those plays that they can rely on. They're very talented players that they can rely on. That, or if they're not rushing it, they just kind of seem to be moving the quad ball around, helping to move a defense around. But he's playing trees, and not a lot of movement happens on the trees defense.
Yeah, the one good look, really great look I think Boom has gotten is that shot from Josh Johnson that just hit off the top of the rim. Sometimes he misses, but it was an open shot and he's a great shooter. But then there's been a lot of just ripping shots into
Hands.
that trees defense from Heat. And I think one thing I'd like to see is when he goes into this trees look, right, three trees on the hoops, only the point defender up top is chasing ball handlers. What we're seeing Heat do is when the keeper from Boom Train passes to Kennedy Murphy up top, the point defender is not stepping all the way over to her. He's trying to hedge between her and the Boom Train keeper. She should take that space make the Heat one beater thrower. If they never throw her, she should be able to get right to the arm and try to finish through the contact. But as soon as that Heat beater throws, then you set it behind. She's setting it behind without having forced the beater to do anything. It's just not opening anything up, and eventually Boom is getting frustrated and ripping those shots. I think the opening that Heat is giving them, every defense has an opening, is Murphy or someone else in that spot on the field taking it right to the rim, make that beater actually throw at you.
And even if you're not going to get a goal from it, you've got to show that you are a threat and that you can do that, because once their point defender sees that you can be a threat and starts like respecting you on their defense, you're pulling away an amazing point defender away from your great players. Make them stick to you.
Murphy does that once. Renz is going to have to guard her, and then she can send it right back across to Digman or Johnson or whoever's up there with her, and then they're going to be able to take the space outside. You just pull that play off once, and it's going to open everything else up for your offense. So Alex Pucciarelli is in the game for Bailey Fields off of the injury. Quad ball is in the hands of the Eden Drain. The score is tied. Riley Andrews has a chance to run here, though. Kaiser Fulton is way behind the play, does have dodgeball hand, exchanges with Matt Brown. Huge rapid 30 yards up a third beat. Here comes Andrews. Andrews finds Ali Manzella. Blue Train finally gets their first goal since the flag grab, and now they lead 110 to 105. They're 2 away from finishing this. Heat needs 3 still.
He's going to take a timeout. They need to figure out their game plan for this next few goals. They cannot let Boom Train do that again.
Yeah, it all comes down to this now. Boom Train needs 2, he needs 3. You basically got to be perfect on defense the rest of the way, both sides, and find a way to generate goal. I would expect that Luis Sanchez gets back into the game soon for Heat. That's been by far their biggest source of offense. I would expect Jackson Johnson gets back into the game for Paulson soon to try to ride out the finish of this game. I think both teams are going to put their best players on the field. That is a huge game. Sun's down, stars are out. I think a good timeout from Heat, right? Like, let's figure out what our plan is to get these 3 goals.
Take the timeout, figure out your plan, give your injured players some time to rest. Maybe they can go back out there.
Right there. Yeah, it looks like the trainer is over here working on Bailey Fields. Around the team. So Heat is going to sub Taylor Tracy into the game for Pucciarelli. So Tracy and Johnson together for the first time in this contest. Start 110 to 105. Boom needs 2. Heat needs 3. Sanchez back in the game as predicted, ball in hand. What if it's Spartan? Big beat from Jackson Johnson. Boom Train does retain dodgeball control off of the foul. It's very compressed Boom defense. It's so hard to drive on when their beaters sit low, but the beaters being able to sit low makes it hard for your beaters to win it back. Big exchange of beats. Sanchez dodges the beat. Dodges 2 beats. Goes right through Digman and gets to the rim. Luis Sanchez again. A complete individual effort. Dodged 2 beats. I think the refs are now going to discuss if one of those beats made contact.
Boom Train's players seem shocked that one of them.
Sanchez is going to get called beat.
The crowd is irate over that call.
We're very far away. I think for sure Sanchez got the first one clean. Maybe the second one nicked him. That's a huge swing. Boom is going to get the stop and get the quad ball. No goal. 110 to 105 is still the score. Liam Zock is going to have the ball right here. And they're just going to have to race past Dylan Bottoms. Taylor Tracy does not have a dodge ball.
It looks like Zock's going to, run for it.
Just outrun Bottoms to the hoop. Boom is 1 goal away. They lead 125 to 100. Heat has to be perfect now. They need to go on a 3-0 run to win this game. 1 more goal for Boom, 3 more for Heat.
No more timeouts, no more mistakes. It has to happen here. And with the ball in Sanchez's hands, I think that's their best look for this to happen.
Setting Bonds behind, I think that gives Knight some space to work up top as well. That's made their offense more deadly. Back to Sanchez. Across to Kite. Dodgeball's flying. Bottom's trying to shove. Oh, and that started with Dylan Bottoms trying to shove Aaron Stout off the hoop to create a shot, and eventually they just started shoving each other. So somewhere in there, a ref thought one shove or the other was outside the bounds of legal play.
Things can get chippy in a game like this.
Yeah, a lot of emotion on both sides. They've been playing for close to an hour at this point.
Oh.
Red card on Dylan Bottoms.
And that is
Egregious physical contact is the call.
Contact.
And that is
Bottoms is ejected, and that probably slams the door shut on Heat. They need to go on a 3-0 run down a chaser for 2 minutes now.
there's a chance. There's always a
Our
chance.
chance, Boom Train, and last year, Warriors got a red card in a very similar situation. The semifinals against Boom Train and went on a 2-0 run down a player to win. I'm sure Boom Train remembers that not so fondly. I think they want to write a different ending here. 2 minutes. Johnson beats Ostra. Digman wants to run on Sanchez. Digman dodges that beat. Screen on Sanchez. Thinks Vasquez is there. Sanchez obliterates it. Sanchez got their arms to the hoop. The refs are arguing if the ball got through first. If the quad ball broke the plane before Sanchez shoved it back through, the goal would be good. Sanchez swearing up and down that he blocked it clean.
I think we have different calls from different refs. It's gonna be whatever ref just had the better look at it.
Ball came all the way through. Emma Vasquez's shot wins it for Boom Train. What a finish. Boom Train wins 135-100, so about as good a contest as you could have hoped for. Perfectly tied in quad ball points. Each put up 10 balls. Boom Train catching the flag proved to be decisive. 135-100. Final thoughts.
We started out this game, we started previewing it by saying that this was the game to watch for Club, and we were right. This was an amazing game. I know I started out this game by saying that Heat had the better beaters. When I say that, I mean like slightly, and that's not me going back to like try to prove that I'm right or anything. I think both of them are like evenly matched. I think Heat had the edge, but a series of injuries, a series of very unfortunate plays, I think did them in on the beater game there. Great job, Boom Train. That was amazing. It is hard as a commentator to not kind of get lost in the sauce while watching these amazing games. And man, they made it difficult.